Yeah, I think the most important thing for this kind of subtle acting is the facial expression, because that's really all we're looking at, because the characters aren't moving. So I think really the especially the eyebrows, like that's going to make or break, you know, how the character is feeling. Even like just the tiny tensing of the brows kind of tells us something. But yeah, it's kind of always the case where this kind of shot, you're always just simplifying and taking things out. I'm animating some shots now that are very subtle, and I had this kind of like the character's kneeling on the ground, and I had this kind of like head accent and the, like bouncing, but it was like too much. Like so basically I just went in and just scaled the curves so that it's still there, but it's just super tiny, like a tiny bounce. So that could be part of it, where you do a clear gesture, but then you just scale it down to be much smaller, so that it's still there and it reads, but it's not moving much, I guess. But yeah, facial is the big thing, and sometimes you don't want to tell the audience too much. Like sometimes if you just leave it in a kind of a vague pose, then the audience sees that and they think something for themselves, right? They decide what that character is thinking, which makes it even better, right? It's like you're not telling the audience, oh, this character is mad. You're just like sitting there and the audience is like, oh, my dad does that face, or my wife looks like that when she's angry at me. It's kind of more powerful sometimes if it's more vague. So yeah. But yeah, for me, like this kind of animation is super fun. I don't know. You don't have to move a lot, so you can kind of experiment with small little changes and stuff.